Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game, Grubby versus XlorD. This game taking place here on Hammerfall. Let's go ahead and break things down in this 1v1 matchup. Grubby spawning as the purple orc on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, XlorD spawning as the orange undead on the bottom right. Eagle-eyed viewers will, well, remind me that the overlay is not there. The overlay for some reason is not working today. Also, I had WarCraft 3 crash on me as it was trying to load the replay earlier. But, well, as always, time is of the essence, and I am short on time, which reminds me, let's speed up to the 2-minute mark as game is getting underway. Grubby gonna open things up with the Farseer first with the fast tech to tier 2, it appears. No lumber mill, no barracks, and with that, should be able to get, well, very quickly to tier 2, also improve that lumber harvesting as well. Farseer most likely going to be doing some harassment here. Meanwhile, we're looking at a Death Knight already out on the battlefield. There's that Rod of Necromancy there. Death Coil is going to try to go after that Null Warden. There's a quick Purge there. And that Purge really more to absorb the damage, the Purge, rather than allow the skeletal minions to get hit and, well, lose a bit of that DPS. Farseer coming back around the other side here, gonna perhaps get in a little bit of poking. That Null is gonna get taken down. There's a Ghoul. Ghoul's already trying to retreat back down to 85 hit points, and it looks like he may get taken down. No, Death Coil. The Ghoul purposely double backs around the other way in order to get closer to the Death Knight, even though it is not running further away from the Farseer, but still gets the heal. Death Knight picks up a Ring of Superiority, +1 to every single stat. Skeletal Minion about to fall, ends up falling here as the Spirit Wolves now once again gonna go ahead and try and re-engage. The Wolves do deal fairly decent damage early on as the Giant Sea Turtle and the Hydra Hatchling, well, both with medium armor, can easily get cleaned up by all of these normal attacking melee units. Death Coil to ensure that, ensure a Ghoul doesn't get killed here. Death Knight still sitting at level 1 and not yet at level 2, as we're looking at a Spirit Wolf being able to back away at 13 hit points. Meanwhile, skeletal minions, well, attempting to take down this giant sea turtle here, down to 72 hit points. Is the Farseer going to be going for that last attack? There's resummoning the wolves, and the wolves do present a decent threat here. Who's going to be able to get that last hit there? Death Knight gets to level 2, picks up the Gloves of Haste, and now perhaps going to try and finish off some of these wolves as a low hit point Ghoul backing away. XlorD, Grubby, both going at it very early on in this battle, backing away here as the Farseer, well, needs to keep up the harass as the tech to tier 2 has just now finished. Coming back around down to the south side here, Farseer does get a Ghoul kill there on the board with some decent experience, 76, but perhaps more importantly, being able to harass this Death Knight. The harassment, however, not working out all that he wants as this giant sea turtle is about to fall. It is going to give a little bit more experience. Now Claws of Attack +5, but no more Rod of Necromancy charges. Means that XlorD most likely will be forced to try and retreat back. There's that exclamation mark to show it was denied. For some people who ask, if it is denied, you will see the color of who it was denied by, and if it's gray, that gray means that it was taken out by creeps as opposed to getting taken out by a player. Now, Death Knight gonna go ahead and try and engage off to the north here. Meanwhile, there was some skeletal minion harassment here. Grubby is getting dual bestiaries, and is this the transition into Wind Riders for Orc? We can see that the tech to tier 3 is already underway. Farseer is out on the battlefield alongside the Shadow Hunter. Was wondering if there was going to be a second hero. Grubby does have that second hero, and this does seem similar to the game I cast yesterday against, oh my gosh, against the Emperor, against Happy. Grubby now going to go ahead and try and clean up these Forest Troll Berserkers. You can see that Sasquatch there is, well, not engaging at all. There's that kill against one Spirit Wolf. Forest Troll Berserker about to get taken down. And then now, perhaps Grubby needs to summon up another wolf or spread out that damage a little bit more. That Sasquatch really racking up quite a bit of damage here, trying to use that, well, the recharging hit time in order to create a little bit of separation and distance. Wind Riders are finally out on the battlefield here. No healing salve. there is, well, finally a Voodoo Lounge being placed down by Grubby. There's some Spirit Wolves. The Sasquatch going to finally go after that. Farseer, I believe, is it going to get to level 2? That is the question there. One final hit. No, giving the experience to the Shadow Hunter, so trying to keep the experience close between these two units, while the Farseer is going to be picking up those healing salves and clarity potions for the Shadow Hunter and the other heroes. Death Knight already at 3. Potion of Greater Healing picked up by the Death Knight, now leaving the remaining creeps here, as the Lich does have dual Gloves of Haste, Claws of Attack +5, and most likely will be adding in that Orb of Corruption as well. Once it is available. Off to the north, a dual level up already on the Shadow Hunter. Farseer actually a bit shy, 4 experience shy there, as the Wind Riders have already taken to the skies. Envenom Spears, Troll Bat Riders getting added in once more. Let's take a look. Well, the undead army was ripe for the picking here. Could have easily been cleaned out. You can take a look across the center portion of the map. Is the Death Knight actually accidentally gonna run into the undead, into the Orc army? That is the question, as we see a Sentry Ward now placed down. All right, Death Knight is back at home here. Farseer is going to engage. Let's turn things back around. There's level 2 on the Farseer. There goes a Frost Nova, and there goes an Entangle onto that Wind Rider. This creep camp should get cleaned up pretty quickly. Healing Wave bouncing around. Death Knight he could have tried to go after that Troll Trapper. Wouldn't have made much sense. Tome of Intelligence being left behind here, as the Wind Riders do now have Envenom Spear. So you're going to see that damage really rack up over time there. All right, the Spirit Wolf also doing a little bit of a dance in front of that Lich. Lich does have a Potion of Greater Healing, not really in danger of falling, but at the same time, he doesn't want to use that Potion of Greater Healing on a level 1 unit, as we see the Troll Bat Riders here as well. All right, there's a Death Coil. There goes a Troll Bat Rider there, as we now see a Hex onto the Lich. Lich forced to use a Potion of Greater Healing there, as the Death Knight was hexed for so long, he was on cooldown with that Death Coil while the Lich was hexed. So, well, the Lich hexed moving slower, and, well, normally would not have been able to use the Potion of Greater Healing, but that hex did, in fact, wear off. More fighting, more engaging. Troll Bat Rider is going to try to, well, dive onto that target. Is going to be able to find that positioning there, as the Obsidian statue down to 59 hit points. Is it going to get felled? No, it is not. Able to dance around, as the Nerubian Tower providing slow cover for that Troll Bat Rider here. All right, Grubby not executing this strategy nearly as well as we saw it yesterday, but still we can see it is a problem for XlorD dealing with all of these units out here on the battlefield. Skeletal minions could easily get cleaned up. We need to see some higher level heroes, otherwise the Death Knight Lich combination could be too much. Grubby's Lich in trouble again, forced to use forced to get a Death Coil in order to be saved, and now has a Potion of Greater Healing. More Envenom Spears going after perhaps those ghouls would be better instead, as those the ghouls forced to retreat back again. All right, finishing off a couple more units. The Tome of Intelligence was right next to that Shadow Hunter. Not quite sure why it wasn't picked up, as the units are looking to go back again. Death Knight does have the Orb of Corruption over the Lich in order to get another unit that can attack the air. All right, gonna go ahead and engage. Here's that Goblin Alchemist amongst all of the units as well. Grubby now forced to retreat back. Perhaps the Alchemist, another anti-air hero, as the Alchemist on the back of the Goblin, on top of that Ogre, does attack air units. A weird combination, melee and also attacking air units. But then again, I guess that's any melee hero with an orb. Level 3 on the Shadow Hunter now. Troll Bat Riders perhaps going to go ahead and suicide onto those gargoyles, as the unit's continuing to retreat back. All right, Farseer sitting at level 3, healing up nicely. Army supply, we're looking at 46 supply going up against 44. Death Knight, Lich, and Goblin Alchemist sitting at 3-2-1, going up against a 3-2 Farseer, as Grubby is looking for some perhaps easy experience to gather and hasn't really been able to find any. Grubby also has to be careful. He doesn't want to accidentally aggro these creeps right here on the other side of the woods, as, well, that would just add more problems for him overall. Rock Golem creep camp off over here. We're going to take a look at Gargantuan Sea Turtles. Sea Turtle is going to get cleaned up easily. Gargantuan Sea Turtle, well, taking a bit of poison damage over time. Enraged Elementals should be able to finish off those wolves. And now the Gargantuan Sea Turtle going straight after the Farseer. Farseer are going to pick up the nice Book of the Dead. However, that most likely will be sold, as no real reason, as there are destroyers now out here on the battlefield. No reinforced defenses either. 1 Orc Burrow down, 2, maybe 3, if not all 4 could get taken down as well. Not heavy on Crypt Fiends, but still the heroes are able to deal full damage as well. All right, there goes 3 Orc Burrows. XlorD doing a big hit and run tactic right there. 3 Orc Burrows lost, experience lost, and well, Grubby will have to halt his production for a bit of time. Not being able to replenish lost units is always a big deal, but as Orc players, Orc players know, they really like buying items from their own Voodoo Lounge. So there is always a reason or always a way to spend their gold effectively. Farseer still sitting at only level 2. Shadow Hunter gonna get to level 4. Ankh of Reincarnation dropped here. What's the Farseer doing? I believe he sold that Book of the Dead, and then now the Shadow Hunter will get to level 4. But well, level 2 Healing Wave, is that gonna be sufficient? That is the question. Tome of Knowledge being left behind here. You can take a look. A couple of Enraged Elementals. That's all that is left behind there, as the Farseer doing a bit of scouting. All right, Acolyte perhaps scouted or spotted all of this here. Still that Tome of Intelligence right there. Wind Riders, Troll Bat Riders gonna perhaps be attacking in from the side position. Only 2 anti-air buildings, the Black Citadel and that Nerubian Tower, as we are seeing the forest come alive and joining in on the battle. All right, that was the problem that we spotted earlier. Grubby trying to repair this Orc Burrow, taking quite a bit of damage, even with the creeps, as the Death Knight now is going to go ahead and go to Scroll Town Portal back. All right, Troll Bat Riders trying to take down this gold mine, and, well, we see some repairs in place as the Troll Bat Riders... Oh, wow, how did that work? All right, so a Troll Bat Rider didn't take the Scroll of Town Portal back home, and was, in fact, able to take out a single... a destroyer, or destroyer or gargoyle after. Hello. Coming back through. Perhaps some repairs are in order. A little bit of poking coming back around. No wardens, no brutes will get cleaned up here. Shadow Hunter sitting at level 4. Perhaps level 3 Healing Wave is on the table. A Manual of Health there. And not quite sure. Like, I gotta believe that Grubby is just not spotting these tomes. Additional health against undead is always a must. There you go, finally going back and picking that up. Additional health going up against a Death Knight and a Lich, always a good proposition to try and dodge that Death Coil Frost Nova 1-2 combination. Shadow Hunter out here cleaning up some... Well, this is a green... this must have been a 5-3-1 creep camp. Very close to orange, as the Shadow Hunter getting closer to level 5. A little bit of Healing Wave bouncing again. Still has Clarity Potions and plenty more. More Orc Burrows being placed down. 49 over 61 supply. Needs to bank up a little bit of gold perhaps as well, as XlorD has not chosen to expand yet. 50 over 60 supply compared to 49 over 61. Dire Wolf, Feral Spirit gonna go ahead and retreat. And what is gonna happen next? Doesn't work today. Old version replay, no HUD. You know, HUD for some reason not working today. It is not an old replay, just perhaps something wrong with my version of WarCraft 3 right now, as it did crash a couple of times this morning. All right, Apprentice Wizard about to get taken down. Is that going to give level 3 or level 5? No, it is not. 13 experience shy. The Wind Riders still have to back away here, but remember, Death Coil Frost Nova, level 2 abilities could become a problem. There goes a Chain Lightning finding its target, as the Farseer now backing away again. Chemical Raging Goblin Alchemist trying to close in on that distance. Very fast attack, or very fast movement speed, as the Bat Rider, well, was gonna get thrown an acid bomb and actually split away from the rest of the Wind Riders in order to, well, minimize its effect here. All right, there's some Devour magic onto the Wolves there. That was a level 1. Thank you for the cheer, as we're going to come back around. All right. Wind Riders getting ready to poke down. Another acid bomb going down, and well, just trying to split those Wind Riders any way they can. Voodoo Lounge removed, and what you're gonna see is the Farseer and the Shadow Hunter not having all of the items that they really want to purchase in their home defense. Coming back around again, peons do have orc burrows. Burrows have orc peons in them. Almost said that backwards. Peons in those orc burrows, doing a little bit of anti-attack there as the troll bat riders and those wind riders want to poke. Perhaps we're going to see some repairs. We're going to see a little bit of damage there as both sides death coil does finish off a troll bat rider, finding the right appropriate target constantly, as the wind riders unable to apply that poison. Death Knight once more charging on to the Orc Burrow, 65 over 71 supply. Goblin Alchemist also there. There is another acid bomb across multiple units, and you can see that negative armor coupled with the Orb of Corruption could really do quite a bit. There's some healing wave there, and now Farseer is going to get taken or Farseer able to take down that Lich. That sudden burst damage right there, coupled with a Hex, and that Lich unable to escape. All right, as the units are retreating back here, Shadow Hunter now up to level 5, using up a Clarity Potion now. New Voodoo Lounge has not been placed down yet. Farseer trying to keep off that distance. Destroyers, Gargoyles, Ghouls, Obsidian Statues all here ready once more. Farseer going to try and engage here. There's a little bit of damage poking back around. Grubby going to retreat back again. Wind Riders are trying to be separated. Perhaps try to get into a little bit of a flake. There is an acid bomb there. A little bit of poke damage on that Goblin Alchemist, but the poison not lasting nearly long enough. Hex does not apply a heal debuff. It just prevents you from being able to use items. The Lich had a potion of greater healing, and I believe that's why the Death Knight felt it was safe to use death coils so openly to try and pick off units or heal other targets as well. Once the death coils was on cooldown, Grubby found a window of opportunity to Hex burst down that Lich before the Hex could wear off, and he could use that potion of greater healing. All right. It would have made more sense if I could confirm with the overlay if the Lich still had that potion of greater healing, but yeah, no overlay, not today. All right, level 5 Shadow Hunter, level 3 Farseer continuing to put pressure back on the other side, perhaps just trying to constantly get some attacks in, little bit of lasting damage onto some of these targets as they fully retreat back. Only about 2.5 or 3 minutes of mining left in the main bases, so armies are getting into a, rather uncomfortable spot. We all know Undead has the ability to unsummon buildings for that last final push if they do try to stay at a one base to one base scenario. And we also know that it doesn't always work out. No Voodoo Lounge means that there's no chance for a tiny Great Hall either. We see Troll Bat Riders pretty much everywhere on the map. We are going into Thorium, Arcanite ranged upgrades, the level 3 ranged upgrades for those Wind Riders and those Bat Riders. All right, what is happening next here? All right, coming back across, Spirit Wolves just going to dive in. There's some Devour Magic Destroyers getting some easy mana, easy experience, nearly level 3 now on that Alchemist, which could open up level 2 Goblin, level 2 Acid Bomb. And, Orb of Corruption, level 2 Acid Bomb together could spell a lot of big problems as those auto attacks suddenly are dealing a lot more damage. All right, in comes the fight here. A little bit of poison damage onto that Destroyer. Both sides going to try and engage, and here we are. Trolls trying to engage there. All right, multiple Gargoyles just getting taken down here. Healing Wave bouncing around. Level 4 now on the Farseer as the Gargoyles were pretty much cleaned up. Destroyers are still going after targets. There's some more Frost Novas as the Destroyers seem to be okay for now. Wind Riders do have that orb of, or the scroll speed, trying to keep some distance away from those targets, but everything is just popping out of the sky left and right. Wind Rider's continuing able to poke down more units, and it is going to be the Undead who needs to retreat. All right, one destroyer left off over here. Farseer going to continue to try and engage. Lich could continue to recharge all of those Frost Novas. There goes another destroyer again. Acid Bomb onto the Wind Riders. Well, it looks like armor upgrade was completed for the Wind Riders first over the weapon upgrade that we initially saw. Hex, that could be a problem for the Death Knight. Death Knight now down to 371 hit points. He's going to try to retreat away. Lich could be in trouble. There's going to be a Death Coil in time, but you're going to see a lot of still burst damage going down here. Lich down to 126 hit points. No Chain Lightning to finish the job, as the Shadow Hunter, low on mana, wants to make sure that these all of these Wind Riders are able to stay alive. Chemical Raging Goblin Alchemist still giving chase. Shadow Hunter unable to go to the Goblin Merchant Shop to buy something. Still no. The Voodoo Lounge was built in the back of the base, 273, but it's going to be a bit of time before a Clarity Potion or all of that really comes together. All right, units looking to retreat back. Well, Shadow Hunter needs a lot of mana. Well, there's a healing wave bouncing around. You're going to bet Grubby is going to buy a Clarity Potion, use it, and then perhaps buy another one as well. He needs every bit of mana that he can get. And as we're still looking at, well, no, Undead doesn't have any item or any way to harvest any gold either. All right, it looks as though the Acolytes are being brought over as mana pots for the Lich's Dark Ritual to try and, well, machine gun some of these Wind Riders out of the sky. Yeah, level 2 armor upgrades over level 3 weapon upgrades were chosen as this Watchtower trying to poke apart here. All right, we're going to see some damage as the Alchemist is being forced to retreat back. A little bit of poking still happening. Wind Riders trying to go every which way. Are we going to see some Envenom Spears land their targets as the Peons are still, well, doing their thing. All right, more happening here. Death Knight able to get a Death Coil off, saving that Lich, as we're still looking at the Alchemist trying to fight back and forth. All right, Shadow Hunter, healing wave bouncing around, still has another healing wave ready, but one, well, Wind Rider does get taken out. Chain Lightning, one Ghoul. No, Ghoul is able to retreat back and somehow stay alive, as we're looking at the one Watchtower still holding on steadily. Are we going to see a Frost Nova? Yes, we do. It looks as though a low hit point Wind Rider about to get taken down to 45 hit points. He is gone. There's more fighting getting underway here. 45 supply coming in from the Orc side of Grubby, as XlorD is trying to punish, making sure that this Great Hall doesn't get up and running. Shadow Hunter still has a decent amount of mana here. Both sides still fighting their way through. Shadow Hunter, this would be an interesting use for Big Bad Voodoo. This could actually come across right? This could actually come across well, as the Farseer continuing the fight back and forth here. All right, Farseer actually gaining one of the Mantles of Intelligence, getting transferred over, perhaps getting a little bit more auto attack damage as both sides are continuing to push. The Obsidian statues are just topping off the Lich and the heroes, and all of these units continually making it difficult to get any real lasting damage. Healing Wave, Death Coil, Frost Nova, all of these units trying to retreat back again. Shadow Hunter now completely out of mana, and still this Watchtower is doing a little bit of poking damage. Well, still 45 supply. Shadow Hunter or Farseer continuing the push here, and we see that the Great Hall has, well, been completed. More repairs are underway. Acolytes are trying to fight their way through. Goblin Alchemist trying to take down some of the Peons that are repairing, as the Farseer is still somehow sticking around in this fight here. Some additional damage could be lasting. Wind Riders are nowhere to be found, as the Wind Riders are going to try to make their way over. Ankh of Reincarnation going to be in time. We're going to see perhaps another healing wave. There's a healing wave trying to heal up all of those units, as the Lich's next Frost Nova could be absolutely deadly. Farseer trying to back around again. We're going to see a Destroyer. No, Destroyer does not get taken out. We're going to see, well, more damage coming back across, and now Chemical Raging Alchemist trying to finish things off. Another Wind Rider could get taken down. It does get taken down, but no level up just quite yet. Shadow Hunter down to, well, back up to 558 hit points after one more healing wave, as more damage still landing on those Wind Riders again and again. All right, we need to see a level up somewhere. Shadow Hunter, if he gets a level up, would get more mana in this fight, which is exactly what is needed. The Wind Riders are trying to chase after targets, but unsure of what to go after. There's level 5 now on the Farseer. Shadow Hunter not too far behind, as the Farseer could be in trouble. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability is going to be used down to 104 hit points, and he survives. All right, Wind Rider now low on hit points, trying to retreat back again. Wind Wind Riders trying to poke apart that destroyer as the Obsidian statues are starting to finally run low on mana. Shadow Hunter retreating back here. Another healing wave could be in store to try and keep all of these units alive and well. Where is the Farseer? There's a Frost Nova, and that one Frost Nova could have been the end of it right there. Couple of Wind Riders blasted out of the sky, and that could be the end. All right, both sides fighting their way through. Farseer coming back around the other side does bring a Scroll of Healing. Are we going to see the Scroll of Healing used in time? No, the Wind Riders are just, well, hanging off to the side there, and that is going to be the game. The Wind Riders, the glass cannons, they are unable to, well, absorb hero spell damage. Grubby at a much higher level, winning all 3 categories but losing the game. Not something you see very often. Lower heroes, lower unit score, but lower resource score, but still unable to overcome, well, the undead heroes with those Obsidian statues. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.